Ever wonder how to find the best multi-unit properties? Well, there's a lot of traps out there, a ton of traps, all different types of information, and it can be very confusing. But Noelle is here to help. I have the answer. Let's go. So multi-unit properties are such a big deal right now because there are so many benefits to multi-unit property investing. As a real estate investor, I did not start with multi-unit properties. I started with single family homes. And I can tell you from experience, although I made a lot of money and it was life-changing for me, there were a lot of headaches with trying to manage all of those different properties. And the great thing about multi-unit property investing is you actually save a lot of money by having all of your units or your rental properties condensed into one place or several places. Your risk is so much lower with multi-unit properties because if one of your units is vacant and you have a multi-unit, you still have other units that you can be making money off of. However, with a single family home, if you have a tenant and they're not paying or something happens to that one property, then you have no income coming in, yet you still have all of those bills. So multi-unit properties have so many more benefits than single family residential. Additionally, the financing does seem a little bit more complicated, and so people run and shy away from it. But I'm going to tell you some secrets. It's actually a little bit easier to get approved for multi-unit properties, and I'll share with you how a little bit later. Let's get to the first part about where to search for them though. So when we're talking about multi-unit property investing, you got to know what you need to look for. So when you are deciding where you are going to get multi-unit properties at, the first thing that you want to look for is the market, okay? What is the market doing for the area that you are in? Every area and every market is not created equally. So let me give you some things of what you're going to look for. Number one, population growth. Population growth is so important when it comes to multi-unit properties and when it comes to investing in rental properties, period. You want to make sure that the place that you are investing in, the market that you are investing in, is growing. In other words, people are moving there, not a whole bunch of people moving out. However, in most places in the country, the population is growing. But there are some pockets in the United States where the population is going down and it's not a great place to invest. So that you can easily just look up what the population growth is for the area that you are thinking about. The second important thing that you want to look at is low vacancies. And you can easily find this information by getting with a local real estate agent and searching through Google with some of the information with your local market attached to it. So you want to find out what the vacancy is and if most of the places are rented or if most of the places are full and there's tons of places for people to rent. You want to invest in a place where there are not a lot of places to rent and the market has demand. If supply is up and there's tons of places for people to rent, then it's probably not a great place to start getting multi-units. But if you're in a place where there are lots of multi-units, but they're all full and they're all occupied, then that's where you want to be. Number three, high rents. You want to make sure that rents are not really low, they're not really cheap. You're not in a little small town in Louisiana or something like that and all the rent is super cheap there. You want to invest in a place that has high rents in comparison or in ratio to what the average income for that area is. And the last really important factor that you want to look at when we're talking about searching and buying for multi-unit properties is you want to check out the local economy. Does it have a stable economy or does it have a growing economy? And this is an easy way to check this. You literally can Google local economy and then put in the name of your city and state. And it will give you lots of websites that tells you what the unemployment rate is, what the average rent is, what the average income. When you do this Google search, usually some of the first websites that come up actually tell you where you rank when you put the city and state there. So that is super important that you are in a stable or growing economy when you are looking at investing in multi-unit properties. So now that you know all about what you're looking for when you're doing your search, you now need to decide, are you going to go for a residential 2 to 4 unit multi-unit or are you going to 5+? If you're looking and searching for 2 to 4 units, please feel free to search on Zillow, Craigslist, basically any local website that faces the public, that pulls in the local data from the real estate agents, that pulls in the data from MLS, Multiple Listing Services. If you are looking for a 5-unit or above, you want to go to loopnet.com, and you want to make sure that you filter out all of the non-residential commercial real estate that is there and start your search that way. And the last bonus tip that I'm going to give you that is super important when you are searching for multi-unit properties, I strongly suggest finding a local real estate agent, a local realtor that is familiar with multi-unit properties. So if you need help finding a local realtor, it won't be me, I promise you. Even if you live near me, I'm not gonna do it. But I will gladly help you find someone that does, and that can help you go and find those properties and drive you in their car and search and find you those properties that you need. If you have questions, you can always email us at questions@noelrandall.com and just put in the subject line, need help with a realtor, and then you tell me what city and state you're in. And we have a whole network of people that we are associated with. I've been a licensed realtor since 2006 in 3 different states, and I've lived in 9 different states, and I've invested in over 17 different states. At this moment right now, I've actually invested in almost every state through some joint venture or partnership, but I'm talking about just me. It's been over 17. So I have a big network that I can help you with if you need a local realtor, if you are serious about finding multi-unit properties. We would love to help. I want you to be successful. So I would love to meet you in person. I am having a 3-day full training course event. It's just me, it's live, it's in person. You get to meet me, I get to show you my properties. I will teach you for 3 full days. We have a very great curriculum so that after the 3 days of training, you can leave with a full education and have your plan to be successful. I have enjoyed real estate investing. I make a lot of money doing it. I now have my time to myself to get to make these great videos for you. And I just want to make sure that you are successful too and you get all the training that you need. Please go to growyourwealthevent.com. Check it out, get your tickets. I would love to see you and meet you in person, answer all of your questions, and get you to the point where you are successful in this real estate game, just like me. All right, this is Noel. To your success.